My name is Ralph Richmond. I have 3 degrees through WGU. I started when I was 17 in the military. I joined the United States Air Force immediately after high school. Started as a airborne cryptologic linguist. After about a year, I decided I wanted to, leave operations and go into program management. Brick and mortar schools were not something that was going to work for my lifestyle. My wife first found WGU when she was looking for a master's program in nurse education, and she was pregnant with our twins at the time. So when I saw her working full-time, growing 2 little humans, and going to school full-time, I'm like, if she can do this, so can I. Like, there's no excuse. So I started the bachelor's program. The mentors I had were great with transferring over the credits that I had previously done in the military. That came really easy, and it allowed me to work with my mentor, Shay, who I'll never forget Shay. She was great. Very patient with me through the whole process of the bachelor's, which took me a little longer than it needed to, but I was getting acclimated to, overseas work, and with WGU, I was really able to, get it accomplished anywhere in the world.
My name is Misty Tobin, and my 2 degrees from WGU are a Bachelor's of Science in Human Resource Management and a Master's in Business Administration. I had a lot of concerns about going back to school. I had just kind of returned to the workforce. My oldest was 4 months old, so it was a very, very busy time. The online format that WGU offers worked really well for me because I was able to complete courses whenever I had a free moment. When I graduated with my undergraduate degree, it didn't take very long to find an opportunity that made a massive shift for my family. As soon as I was done with my bachelor's degree, I'd gotten a job in public education. So the next step for that was going to require that I get an advanced graduate degree because it showed employers that not only was I graduating with the same degree as my job-like peers, but I also had additional certifications on top of that. I serve as the Chief Administration Officer for a fire department. I would say that WGU prepared me really well for my career. The education that WGU gave me backing my body of work is why I'm able to do the things I do and have the positions I have and make the impact that I do in my work.
My name is Cole Franson Smith, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in human resource management from WGU. I've always considered myself a very driven individual. I wanted to find opportunities, claim them, continue to make progress in my life, and build a career. I had my eyes on a position for quite some time. I was excited about it, and every time I would look at the posting, all I would see is that it required a degree. I had a lot of concerns going back to school. The first concern was student debt. I attended a traditional institution in a program that is classically very expensive. My mom came to me and recommended WGU, and I looked into it and it ended up being the perfect fit for what I needed. Happy to say that I graduated without any additional debt. WGU made that possible through that flat rate tuition. My program at WGU absolutely opened doors for me. I interviewed for and received the position that I had my eyes on. I'm happy to say that I now work at WGU. I am the Alumni Relations Liaison for the Northwest. The opportunity to find that pathway within HR management at WGU made me quite happy and brought a lot of joy to my own journey.
When I started at WGU, my wife was pregnant, I was running a business, so stopping to actually go to a physical school is just impossible for me. What WGU allows you is to get on that highway of education. As Director of Data Partnerships for the Sightly Corporation, having the WGU degree allows me to be confident as I'm working across and building partnerships for our company. My family were migrant workers. And I remember there was a hill, right, where all these really nice houses were. And we lived in a really small mobile home. And I would look up at those big houses while I was reading, and I think, one day, I'm gonna have a house on a hill like that. And that's what happened. As I got my degree at WGU, my business expanded, and we got a house on the hill. But I think about that often. I share that story with my daughters that, if you really set your sight on something, you'll be able to achieve it. And I appreciate WGU. I'm grateful for WGU for helping me reach that dream.
My name is Sarah Reeves, and I have a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management Administration. I have an MSML, and I'm currently working on my MBA. So my journey to college was a little bit rocky and kind of all over the place. I went to a university right out of high school and unfortunately couldn't pay to go to school and to live. So I had to choose, and I got a job and dropped out of school. I work for a credit union here in Washington State, BECU, and my organization has a partnership with WGU. We get a discount actually, but I had 3 kids at the time and honestly didn't think I could learn online. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. My dad was really sick, and before he passed, he said, you know, why haven't you finished your degree? You are the smartest person in our family and you should do it. And I was like, okay, this is exactly what I needed to hear. I needed just a push. So I decided to enroll, and I told myself, hurry up, you need to get this done. I would study before I started my day. I would study on lunch. And what I found was I wasn't alone. I felt like they wanted me to succeed, and getting a degree can be really life-changing. For somebody like me, I was able to apply for jobs that I would have never been qualified for had I not had this degree. So in the Seattle area, the job market is booming. Getting a business degree at WGU could open a ton of doors. After that first degree, I actually never thought I would get a degree in my life. Like that wasn't in my purview. And so WGU really made that, a reality.